stay calm and don't lose my patience. So here we are back at the car. You can see all the rust holes all the way across. That's the patch that I've done in one side and it took forever to do. So I gave up trying to weld it and fix it. I just bought a replacement panel. That's going to be now welded in on top of this. So my new plan is to drop that down there, line the two holes up, and that panel now will be welded in its place. Oh dearie me, what have I done? So there's the first cut line. So that's the line I'm following. As I said, I'll just stop right now, take a quick video, and then go back to cutting. Okay, just after putting the final cut into it, so I cut it over there, cut it here, and rather than cutting out every spot weld, I just cut the entire line the whole way across because it'd be easier once the panel is removed to go after the spot welds then. So, look at that. It's out in one piece, and there's all the rust. So that's the old panel out, and that's the new panel, or the new cut panel to go back in. Yes, that is the VR6 in the background, so that's going to be the next project when this is finished. But look at the amount of rot in that panel. The paint and everything was perfect, and it was literally right up to the edge where the window screen was. That's where you could see the bubble rust, but really, to be honest, the rust was actually like migrating down into the panel. So if it didn't cut off now, I'd be literally pulling out bits of rust later on. So that's the panel. Although, yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, now that I've created a big giant hole, let's install the new panel into the hole and see how it fits. So guys, if you like what you're seeing and you want to help me out, you can do so by buying me a virtual cup of coffee at buymeacoffee.com. Link in the description down below. So after a lot of measuring, that's now my replacement panel offered up to the car. So I've ground back either side of this, either side down there, and I've actually installed the wipers and this bracket here because they actually line up everything. So if this is right down here where the wiper motor joins onto the car, these are in the right place, this is in the right place, it means that this panel here must be in the right place, because I was worried it'd be too far left or too far right, but now it's actually hopefully in the right place and I can start welding it back in. You got to keep watching to the very end where you can click the thumbnail where I show how I upgraded the Mk1 Golf wiper motor to a Mark III. So the big thing is to make sure to push it down enough that it is flush, that afterwards you don't have a lip sitting up proud like that, that it will be actually welded in lovely and flat. Okay, now we're ready to weld. I have the apron there on top of the car, so that'll stop any sparks going that way. And now I'm ready to weld. Okay, that's one side now done. Okay, so just welding it there, just tacking it in. So I've tacked all the way across here, and then I just did a few welds down this side and this side here, just finishing off. So now I'm going to start welding in between, but I'm going to check the other side that it's okay and it hasn't moved first. Yeah, everything over here still looks okay. Okay, so here's the plan, is to just start stacking little drops of weld on top of all of these and just keep moving it across. Try not to let any heat build up and cool it as I go. Okay, that's it now, all welded up. Now time to grind down the welds. Okay, so I now have all the welds now flattened down. So there is a small little bit of a dip just there, which is okay because it's all going to be rubbed with body filler afterwards to make it all lovely and smooth. Great, now on to the other side. Okay, with the welding blanket back up again, we're ready to weld. The spot welds are already done, so now it's only a matter of just seam welding it all back in. Okay, and that's now the second side done. So I have it all flush, lovely and flat. And what I'll do is I'll now weld in between every spot weld all the way across and just keep doing that at rhythm up and down and cooling it as I go. And hopefully it won't have any warps, but I will manage to spot weld it all the way in. Okay, maybe I'm not recording enough as I should, but it's welded in, it's ground down, it's lovely and flat. Now I'm just going to skim it all with filler and then get ready for primer and paint. I didn't take any video, but here's two photographs of how it looked with the body filler on it. Hey guys, you joined me just before I start to paint, so I've the car rolled out, which makes it very easy to see any little places that just need to be touched up here in the sun. So now we have the plastic on the back of the car, plastic in the window. So the only bits exposed is the window frame, plastic over the engine bay. So the only bits here that exposed is the front grille just here. So that needs to be painted, and obviously the window frame all around, because this panel here was replaced and this panel down here was all welded up. So now we're going to give it a whole paint, and we'll see how we get on. So talk to you later.
Make a note of progress.
Okay, that's now the whole car painted and lacquered, and really happy with the results. So that's now been painted. So it was primered, then it was painted with I think 4 or 5 coats of paint, water-based paint, and 3 layers of lacquer-based paint. So I end up using a half litre of paint, and I end up using 300 milliliters of lacquer to do 3 coats. So that's why it's 3 coats. Okay, it's been 24 hours since painting the car, so the lacquer's gone really hard. So that's lovely. I'm happy with that. And it's painted here as well. We go at the very front of the car, and it's all looking really good. If you ever see grey, it's actually just a reflection off the ground, or else I'm wearing a grey t-shirt as well. Is that you all painted lava grey pearl. I'm really happy with the results. Now the best part is pulling all the plastic and masking tape off. And to all my critics that didn't like this job, that because I painted outside, I didn't paint it in a spray boot. Like they say on Reload Podcast, so a big shout out to the Reload Podcast guys and girls. Yeah, it's paint. It's only paint. It's 50 quid for all the paint, and it's only a bit of time and skill just to do it afterwards. And yeah, I'm really happy how it turned out. Okay, what do you think of that? So that's now the new wing onto the car, and it matches up really well. So I've after putting the chrome back on as well, because I wanted it to match in really nicely. And obviously you can see this is a bit blurry or a bit dull, where this panel here is a lot more shiny, a lot more crisp. You can see the wheel, you can't really see on this one. So obviously this panel here, or the original panels, have been cut, and these ones here haven't. So this panel needs to be now compounded and cut back and shined up and polished and all that. But really happy how the colour, like, it all matches in. And the same for around the window. Obviously, like, again, it needs to be cut and it needs to be blended in and polished and all that kind of stuff, but that's all for another day. I just wanted to see what it would look like once all back together again. Okay, that's all I have for this video. So guys, make sure to hit subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. So keep watching for the next installment into this video, where I get the front window back into the car. As always guys, thanks for watching. See you later.